Hello, we're here and
We're
live
live.
Hello.
for a whole another
Oh,
week of
salutations.
fun stuff. Even though we weren't here last week.
Super fun. I
Yeah.
have Yoshi's.
Oh boy, we're gonna have the Yoshis already.
The fun that you people have really tuned in for, which is me doing the funky chicken dance, isn't going to happen this week because I'm not going to be able to stand up in this chair. It will happen next week if I can beat this crap.
John is sick as a dog,
Oh my god.
There's a dog. There's a woof woof dog.
as a
But
sailor
this dog
Baylor.
is
Oh, yeah.
for a show this week. I have not had a cold, like, not let go of me as much as this has in ever.
First time for everything, John. First time for everything.
It's true. It's like a cold plus.
Ooh, is that like Love Plus? Are you gonna get married to it?
Oh, Jesus. Don't even talk.
Okay, well I'm silent the rest of the show. This was fun.
Yeah, that's Randy's the mute.
Yep. Just
We're
hitting-
down to Chris at the moment, but I'm sure he's on his way.
For sure. So in the meantime, how's everybody doing out there? We've got Q&A open, so you guys can throw questions, all that other fun stuff at us. So feel free. Don't be shy. Go for it.
Don't be shy.
Jared won't bite. He might punch you in the face, but he won't bite.
Wow. For once, you make that joke about Jared and not me.
Yeah, I did.
Recent developments, man.
hmm
Yeah.
Jared's at the end of his rope.
Does it-
Go Boyano changed him.
oh, God. Not again. No, recently the joke. I went to a bachelor party recently, and I went to a wedding, and I told my robot restaurant story, and I actually brought it up that there's this joke, basically with you guys, that if I say like when I was in Japan or this and that, and like it's so funny to approach that topic. So now with them, they're just like, when you were in Japan, I'm like, pretty much. It's kind of what it's like.
In Japan. Patrick says Jonathan is too sick for you.
That's my fist in solidarity, sir. I'm actually going to bring up Link's Awakening briefly in this show and make a plug for that there,
Did you just say Link's Awakening?
Link's Awakening, yes.
It's the one Zelda where Link is just a pothead. And he's
Make a plug for
Imagine.
Mr. Quality.
on a quest, but really he just wants Cheetos.
The quest
doesn't
for the
want
Cheetos. Ocarina of Cheeto. Cheeto of Time. Cheeto to the past. Diminished Cheeto. I can keep this going. I'm in rare form tonight, folks.
Oracle of
This is
Cheetos,
Jonathan
Oracle
you're
of-
not going to see twice.
Oracle of Cheetos.
and Oracle of Doritos. You have to have both.
The cross compatible
Dude.
between versions.
Ocarina of Dudes. Ocarina
Ocarina
of
of
Dudes.
Dudes.
Of
Dude.
Dudos. Cheetos.
Tostito mask. Anyone?
Tostito mask. Yeah, no, taquito mask.
Wow.
Yeah.
But no, I actually have things to talk about in this show. I'm actually going to contribute and do my fair share and
I
things.
don't believe you.
Fuck.
I watched 2 Ghibli movies, man.
Dude, you did?
I did. Not
Okay.
1, but 2.
I hope they were good.
The 2 I watched couldn't possibly be farther away from each other.
I'm going to guess you watched, like, Ponyo and Grave of the Fireflies.
You would be right on one of those, but not the other.
Okay, well, it's Grave of the Fireflies and something else. Pat says, Heart, thanks for the plug, brah. I'm making a thumbnail in Mario Paint where Marin is making out with Link, where Terran is getting stung by bees in the background.
That is Link's Awakening in a nutshell. It really is.
That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. And then play it. Have a good time. It is available on the eShop.
It is.
And if you dislike it, you can send your hate mail to jhiggins@oprainfall.com.
True enough. Y'all let me know if you ever get anything back from that email address.
Like a bounce back or something. Ooh, good times. But it's 9:10 I don't see Chris. He'll show up when he's ready. But what say we get the show on the road for the peeps that are here?
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, Jared, you down? Because this is a group thing.
Sure.
Sweet. All right, cool. Well, greetings and welcome to episode 6 of Backwards Compatible. We're a snazzy group of 4 peeps with a passion for nerdy things like video games, comics, anime, the whole works. Last week was video game controllers. Well, not last week, 2 weeks ago, because we took a week break.
Because I couldn't even talk last week.
True. He was tied up and in a dark dungeon. I think Holly was whipping him. We didn't ask any more questions.
Nope.
But
Then Cloud saved them.
thanks, Cloud. You're always so great when you're dressed in that kimono and those pigtails.
Cosplay at its finest.
Yes. So,
Amen, brothers.
this week, let's do social networks. My name is Randy Thompson, and I'm the Google Plus of this show because I'm awesome and super functional, but nobody likes to use me.
Where's that sad face, bro?
It's right there, man. It's right here.
My name is Jonathan Higgins, and I'm the MySpace of this show because I'm stuck in the past and out of date, but I'm still #1 on your top 8.
Oh my god, you even rhymed. Did you plan that?
Yes!
Oof, you are good at this.
I do my best.
My name is Jared Sahowski, and I'm the Gobayano of this podcast.
That's it.
Flat like a flat. Way to go.
Shameless plug. Nothing more to it. Just gonna say it.
It's gonna happen soon, guys. You just wait.
It's true. We're gonna wait for Chris when he gets here to do his because his is super great, and of course, why take that away from somebody?
True enough.
But we're all very happy to have you here. I'm happy to have Jonathan. I'm happy to have Jared. Eventually Chris, and of course people watching. It's super awesome. So thank you for joining us. And speaking of those that are not here, just like Chris, we are getting our podcast on at around 9:10 p.m. Central Time on August 6th, 2014. So we have our audience question, which was, what are some of your favorite films of all time and why? And I don't think we had any audience responses, which is just sad. I'd have to look back. I might have one from somebody. So while we do that, Jonathan, why don't you tell us what yours are?
Alright, some of my favorite films of all time all have a common pattern, unless we are discounting the Lord of the Rings trilogy, because that doesn't really fit there, but I've always been a fan of Tolkien and seeing his stuff all brought to life. Just brought a tear to my eye. But other than that, we have the movie Crash from 2004. I don't know if anyone's seen that.
I've not, but I've heard good things.
Even more niche than Crash is The Final Cut with Robin Williams at the head. Has anyone seen that?
No, what is that about?
That movie, it's kind of dystopian sci-fi where there's like a company out there that puts a camera in the back of your eye and can see everything you see. And the whole point behind this technology is to make yourself a life video when you die. A video of your life.
Oh, I think I remember that.
It's got all sorts of crazy, like, anti-sides associated with it. Obviously, people don't want that privacy. Like, there's all sorts of political stuff going on, and not to mention great use of the technology. Like, it's a really, really, really insightful movie. And, of course, anything and everything by Christopher Nolan, The Prestige, the Batman trilogy, Inception, and Memento being chief among them. Like, I just like movies that mess with me. If you, like, rattle my brain and rattle my perception of reality when I leave the theater, you've got yourself a good movie.
Nice.
Oh, did I miss any? Probably The Matrix. I'm going off my head now. I've got the outline in front of me, but I'm still just using my head.
You've got a long list of movies here, good sir. You
I
have
do my best.
Matrix, Cloud Atlas.
Oh, Cloud Atlas. That's right. Can't forget Cloud Atlas. Jared, I know you've seen Cloud Atlas.
Yeah, I saw it because you were so into it.
Damn right.
Saw it in
And
theaters.
was I right to be into it? Was I right?
Pretty much.
You damn right.
It was really nice how it blended like interesting storylines across these generations and weird generational links, and the whole. I think it took place in Korea, but I'm not really sure. Whatever that was, that particular futuristic storyline was really neat. Um, and like how it linked into the most future storyline was cool. I think the stuff in the past was cool too, but some of it was hard to follow, and I've heard that the book handles it differently. I would say that it was a pretty decent movie. I haven't
I did
seen
not
it
like
since
it.
though, but
What's up,
I
Chris?
did not much like that film.
Really?
Yeah,
Why not?
because as I followed the film, in my own mind, because what I do is whenever I watch a film, I kind of try to predict where it's heading, and I try to extrapolate with the data that I have to kind of figure out where this is going. The conclusion that I put together in my head was better than the way the film ended. Because the film
Have
ended.
you read the book?
I have not read the book.
You should read the book. The book and the film are similar, but not identical.
I'll check that out then. I probably would like the book better, honestly.
That is one of those, like, I really enjoy the film, and seeing some of those, like, musical numbers and scenes brought to life in the same way that Lord of the Rings did, like, it really meant a lot to me, but hell yeah, that book is something else.
Which is interesting because our viewer and friend Andrew Rudder says Cloud Atlas is my top film, so
Damn right.
you got somebody else there. Let's see here. Cool. Well, since we have Chris here, Chris, you got to let us know what your social network is.
Well, my social network.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
did you
true.
already go through all that?
We did.
did.
Missed
Yeah.
us
You
by
guys
about
didn't
10
wait
minutes
8
there.
minutes?
We did. We waited until about 9:10.
Well, I got on the call at 9:10, so I don't know what you're talking about.
What
Let's
if...
see. I think I said Tumblr.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am the Tumblr of the podcast. Something about they let you post porn.
Something about they let you post porn.
But really more than anything, it's because I love speaking in GIFs. So,
That's fair.
so,
hey, I've been
That's
using
fair.
Tumblr a lot recently for articles, and it's a whole new world to me.
yeah.
Which listener of the show, Andrew Rudder, says he's FetLife because he's at SFW.
I have no idea.
I don't know
But
what FetLife is either.
Google
I
it
know
at
what
your
FetLife
own.
is.
I'm not Googling a
Let me tell
damn
you.
thing that's at
Chris knows.
SFW right now.
I know what it is. That doesn't mean I use it, but I know what it is.
And then Patrick says Kung Pao Enter the Fist is a movie I've watched more than any other movie. So,
Is that
Wow.
because he's around a lot of younglings?
is that a Star Wars reference?
It is.
Okay.
Not sure how Kung Pao ties into Star Wars, but okay.
Okay, that's fine.
I was thinking like Kung Fu Panda for some reason. Leave me alone, I'm sick.
That's okay. You're,
I was
Yeah.
legitimately thinking Kung Fu Panda Enter the Fist was what he had typed down.
Oh
God help me,
boy.
it's going to be a long show.
Well, I have a favorite movie, and I can share it with you. I'm pretty sure I've brought it up before, but if I had to pick one movie, it's gonna be Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I'm sorry if that's a surprise, but that's
You were
the
a good
best movie
man.
ever.
You
Thank
were
You're
a
the
good
reason
man.
I watched that movie, Randy.
You're
Congratulations.
damn right I am, because I forced everybody to watch that if they want to be cool.
Except me.
Well, because you'd already seen it. So there's that.
Heck
But-
yeah.
It's tied for one of the movies that I've seen the most in theaters. I saw that one in theaters 3 times. The only other one I did that with was Star Wars Episode 3. But that's also because I had free tickets because I worked at a movie theater when Star Wars was out. But I paid every
Fair
time for Scott Pilgrim. So that movie was super great. And then, of course, the day after I watched it, I went out and I bought the graphic novels because it's just all too good. Can't stop. And yeah, it's a good mix of romance and comedy and action. It's just got everything, man.
Did you just say you can't stop, Randy?
I can't stop Scott Pilgriming.
He can't stop. No, he won't stop. Whoa.
Not a
All
show
right.
unless
We've got to do some musical portions of the show because I ain't
Miley Cyrus.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is our musical interlude for this evening.
Jared, do you have a favorite movie?
No,
No.
Jared.
maybe.
It's
Come on,
Ava 2.22, and everybody knows
Is it
It's
is
not.
it Alien?
No, it's not. I'll think when I think of movies, the ones that come to the head immediately are going to be Lord of the Rings, because those help to define my childhood movie-going experiences. I think I saw most of those movies in theaters 2 or 3 times. I think Return of the King might have been 3. Let's see. Recently, more so, I guess I'd say Inception was really cool. I really liked the way that the film took a good chunk of the movie to explain its own mechanics and rules within the film, and then it actually played them out in the last, third. It actually plays out the rules of the film throughout the film as it teaches you them, which is kind of neat. And not just in your face, it just kind of plays itself out. So yeah, Lord of the Rings, Inception, I guess the Nolan films kind of stick out. But and then I guess on the anime side of things, it's really hard for me to just narrow it down. So yeah, I'd say some Ghibli stuff. I'd say just basically I'd have to say just some Ghibli stuff if I talk about animated films. When I was really, really little, when I was a child, my favorite movie was The Lion King.
it.
I had a
Oh,
Lion King birthday party once, last year. I'm just kidding.
The Lion. Listener Patrick says he saw Mulan in theaters 4 times.
wow.
I've seen The Lion King in theaters 7 times because I saw it with each of my grandparents. I saw it with my aunt and uncle, my family, my friends.
Your wife.
went and saw it with every single person in my life. So that is definitely the cake for how many times I've seen that movie.
The real question, though, Patrick, is did that movie make a man out of you? I think that's what we all wanted.
That's for you to judge. You're the one who knows him.
Chris, you got a favorite movie?
I do. You know what? I like pretty much most of the movies that everyone has said so far. I'm a huge Nolan fan, so all of those movies I really do love. With the exception of Cloud Atlas, I pretty much love everything that you guys have named.
That's awesome.
But there is one film for me, and personally, that stands head and shoulders above the rest, and you all are going to laugh at me, but I don't give a shit. It is called Speed Racer, and it came out in, I believe, 2008.
Yep.
With
Shit.
the Wachowski, I guess not brothers anymore, the Wachowski family directing. It is...
This Yoshi is judging you. I'm not.
Well,
This Yoshi's.
I feel really, really, really bad because I haven't seen that movie.
I own 5 different copies of that movie.
Oh my goodness.
Holy
I own
shit.
5 different copies of that film. I own
That's
it
awesome.
3 times on DVD. I own it once on Blu-ray, and I own the digital copy for my iPhone.
Wow. I too have not seen it, but a podcast that I listen to, that is one of the host's favorite movie of all time as well. So you're not alone.
Well, good. It's weird when you first watch it. If you know anything about Speed Racer, they have obviously changed the setting. It's very futuristic, but the core of that film is so true to Speed Racer. The characters, the things that happen, and the funny thing is they even sort of play a trick on the audience, especially the fans, the ones that know the show. They actually pull the wool over your eyes for a bit and kind of lead you to believe that something is different, and then at the last minute they're like, bam, no, it's not. And it's because Speed Racer is one of the cartoons I grew up loving almost the most. I would say it's a tie between that and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Obviously, Speed Racer for me is massive. So to see them make a film that was so lovingly devoted to the original material, and I'm not talking about all the garbage reboots that we've had since then, but
There have been plenty.
and you know what? The garbage reboots have all been American because of weird licensing things. So they actually took Tatsunoko's original Speed Racer and made it into a film and just called it Speed Racer, and I was really happy. Like I said, I own the film 5 times. So
True story. My friend was selling all of his old stuff, and Holly has an interactive Speed Racer helmet in her car somewhere, and she wears it from time to time, especially when we role play. Wink.
Back in that dungeon that you're in, where you can't talk.
you
Right.
call her Pixie?
More, please, Tristy. Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
Christ.
Well, hey, let's
Get that monkey out of here.
let's get one thing straight right now. When it comes to that, John, my advice is don't finish first.
It's not a race.
You're gonna make me lose my voice, god damn it.
That's one
I miss you
thoroughly
guys.
the fastest time is not the winner. So
Right. Don't want to do that. Let Racer X
Oh,
finish.
water, I'm gonna be right.
We've killed him. He's dead.
I really hope he doesn't die. That would be very unfortunate.
Although that would be.
Oh my God. Okay. Sorry, John.
Oh man. Good times. So let's see here. Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, we're moving on to news. Oh, and Jonathan. Chris, why don't you talk to us about some Marvel stuff that you have down here?
Yes, I could talk to you about some Marvel stuff. Kind of a shame because I was planning a segue into mine, but whatever. Poor John is out trying to catch his breath. In the realm of comics, and of course we'll talk about this.
Jared.
Well, I like it so much. I'm just adapting it. I'm adapting.
Okay, that's fair. Fair.
The Guardians of the Galaxy movie has been incredibly successful, and for good reason, because it is freaking amazing.
True.
But I read a really great story about the creator of Rocket Raccoon, one of the co-creators, Bill Monatlo, I think is how you pronounce his last name. And he had an accident several years ago and became, what is the best way to say it? He became brain damaged. He actually suffered brain damage and has been in a assisted living facility to where his brother and his family care for him. And of course, when the movie came out, his brother was talking about how Marvel was very generous, offered to help pay for his living expenses and things like that, as well as giving him, another, sum of money for the character, for the use of the character in the film. But when it came down for the film to release, they actually wanted to get him to watch it. Unfortunately, it would have been too difficult for him to attend any one of the screenings. So the vice president of Marvel and their senior lawyer decided that it was not good enough. So they loaded up the movie on a laptop, took it to his room in the assisted living facility, and gave this man a private screening for him and his caretakers, his brother and his brother's wife. So that was super awesome to hear. I'm really glad that when DC's out there being kind of, D-bags and saying, no, you can't use the Superman S logo, at least Marvel is being proactive and saying, you know what, let's do something super nice for this guy because he deserves it.
Yeah.
And we should not worry about legal bullshit and get this man to his creation.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
What's wrong with you?
Hearted.
Come on, John.
Yeah, I
All of
haven't
my
seen it
friends
either.
are Gone, man. I haven't been anywhere really.
I was
been-
actually invited to see it tonight, but I actually opted into writing and doing this podcast instead.
Wow. Jared, you made the wrong
I
decision.
love you.
Yeah, I do.
You should have gone to go see it.
Yeah, and one of my coworkers is he's seeing it like tonight as well, I guess. But
I'll
I'm
go
just,
see it eventually, I promise.
I was at the movies last night for a different movie. I might still see it. I don't know. I've missed a lot of movies this summer that I really wanted to see pretty bad.
So, like
But-
what?
I wanted to see Transformers to see what it was. I wanted to see there was a movie, the Tom Cruise one, was it something about tomorrow, Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to see that because like some people really liked it, so I wanted to see it, and I wanted to see this
almost saw
movie.
that.
I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna see it.
He didn't mention
me-
Days of Future Past.
Never heard of it.
X-Men, sir.
Oh yeah, dude, not an X-Men fan. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm not an X-Men fan, but I know a good movie when I see it.
I don't know anything
you
about
watch
that
it?
movie.
Yes, I watched Days of Future Past.
Really?
I'm guessing it had Wolverine
Yes, sir.
in it.
All right.
I saw the Captain
Are we about to
America
have a
movie
fight, Chris?
whenever that came out.
Dude, I'm sorry. I've been spoiled by the excellent writing in the comic book, especially for that story arc.
Fair enough. No, I'll give you that completely.
I did see a movie last night. I saw Battle of Gods. Talk about that in a little bit.
Woo! You got the
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Chris is dancing tonight, not me.
Yeah.
doing the Vegeta.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, is that what it's called now? Is the Vegeta? I learned a new dance at a wedding this past weekend, but I forgot about the Vegeta.
See, if you would have done the Vegeta at the wedding, you would have impressed all of your friends and family.
It's true.
Oh man, especially
The
since there
dance
was
of
like
Saiyan royalty.
an entire sorority at that wedding. I could have completely impressed all the ladies.
Dude,
He rolled in
missed a
women,
golden
man.
opportunity.
I
know.
could have, but unfortunately, I didn't remember the moves of Vegeta, my true Saiyan God, and so I unfortunately forgot. Shame on me.
True Saiyan God.
Deco says that legal crap. I think it's Deco who said this. Yeah, that's right. Legal crap is the reason we can't have nice things, which is
Ain't
more
the
than a
truth.
little true.
Amen. Amen, brother.
And then Patrick, since we're talking about X-Men, has to scream out, "This one's for you, Morph," which is a thing from the awesome '90s.
Yeah.
Get out of
That
my
was a
head,
good
Charles!
That cartoon has been better than any movie that has come out thus far.
Okay. It's been a long time since I've seen the '90s show. I'm more like currently familiar with things like X-Men Evolution, but
Well,
That was
X-Men
good.
Evolution it's like
I'm
an
not
alternate
familiar
universe
with
thing.
anything. You know what I'm familiar with? The damn Genesis games. That's what I'm familiar with.
oh, of course, that's how it would go.
They
Oh,
do call me Jonathan for a reason. Damn it.
True.
it's true.
What?
Speaking of Jonathan,
Ask.
you've got a ton of news written here, man. What is up? What is going on? What is the
God.
haps?
That Hyrule Warriors Direct, did we all see it, or was it just me?
I didn't see it.
I didn't.
I
Jared,
watched
did
the
you?
whole thing,
Damn right you did.
but I'm not gonna buy that game just yet.
Really?
That
You're not
you,
convinced?
I mean, that was the most convincing thing I've ever seen for that game. It was the only thing I've ever really seen for that game. It looks really cool. Everything I saw in the direct was really, really appetizing. It seemed kind of fresh.
What are they going to need to do to convince you to buy it day one?
Nintendo would have to basically give me a lot of money so I didn't have to work any jobs ever, so that I could just like get that game and play it.
Fair enough.
Not
Yeah,
sure
I'm on like a hold right now on buying games, except maybe for that PSN sale. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a great Wii U game. Like I think I'd play it a lot more than I played Mario Kart because it's like really super interesting. But my friend's gonna pick it up. Again, it's like if you have friends that pick up games that are like really good at co-op, it's hard to justify if you're gonna play it yourself.
Exactly.
So he's gonna be picking it up, and I'm gonna
I'll be
I
that
think I'm
friend.
gonna play the game with him because you can do lots of co-op. So
True.
Everyone who is friends with me can come over to my place and play Hyrule Warriors on September the
I'll
16th.
start walking now, John. I may get there next month. I may get there by the time the game releases. How's that?
True enough. There's always a place for you in this.
I just want to see Chris pull up in like a pirate ship,
Dude.
like at the beach. Like I know Tallahassee's not on the beach, right?
That is correct. Tallahassee
So like, but
quite
close
far.
enough, right? And then just he gets in a big cannon and it shoots him right on over. And then he's
I
just
show up at
like,
John's house.
he's just like Chips Ahoy, right handy.
God,
Right,
I
okay.
just finished a package of Reese's Cups, Chips Ahoy. I would have grabbed one and showed it to the camera just then because the odds of you making a Chips Ahoy reference. Nice.
It was good.
But no, this Hyrule Warriors Direct. So, for those of you who are not aware, I played that game at E3. It is more Dynasty Warriors than Zelda, but it's Dynasty Warriors with as much Zelda crammed into it as they possibly can. It has various Zelda mechanics. It has a crap ton of Zelda lore, Zelda stages, Zelda characters. Like, it's not just Dynasty Warriors with the Zelda skin. It's Dynasty Warriors with the care and attention of a Zelda game. I don't know if there's much of a difference between that, but for you, like, sticklers out there, like, there is definitely a ton of Zelda to be found in this Hyrule Warriors game, and I'm really going to enjoy it when it comes out, because I am not all that acclimated with the Dynasty Warriors series, so this gameplay style is going to feel super duper fresh.
Oh,
Whoa.
he's frozen.
Think John froze, man.
He's just
Here, I'll
look at him.
talk.
I can talk
Oh,
about.
here we go. We have a John proxy.
a secondary Jonathan.
Just
Oh,
don't
so
close out of it. this
Through the
time.
miracle
Right.
of clothing.
Well, to
through the
make up for
miracle of
things for the
cloning.
time being, Dynasty Warriors, Jared's experience has been with 2 of the different Gundam games. That's about it.
See,
But,
and mine has
yeah.
been One Piece Dynasty Warriors, so never played a proper Dynasty Warriors game. Chris, what about you? Do you play Dynasty Warriors of any sort?
I ain't never played it.
Nothing? Not even Gundam? Not even One Piece? Not
Nope.
even nothing?
Nope.
Well, Jared, I'm sorry if I cut you off before. Did you have more to say about your Gundam expertise?
What the hell happened?
You froze.
I froze.
broke it.
Okay,
You
as long as the
broke it.
broadcast didn't freeze, because my shit said this video call ended because the connection was lost. I'm like, oh fuck.
No worries.
Ooh, I'm
We were
back
just
now.
talking about Dynasty Warriors, man.
Yeah,
Talking
we were
about all of our experiences. I played Gundam. Randy played One Piece.
it's true. Yo.
I don't remember what Chris
The
said.
internet does not like my brevity.
Kind of.
The internet is conspiring to ruin your hype for Hyrule Warriors.
It's true. I mean, it's all about Nintendo and those damn pizzas, man.
Yeah. See, you're under
You
the
can wonder
effects of
why I've
Nintendo.
been sick this long, man. It's all Nintendo's fault. I like, ever since just meeting Reggie 2 E3s ago, like, my shit has changed.
You didn't meet
E3
Reggie.
changed you.
I was a few feet from Reggie. He
Doesn't
told us
mean you
to
met him.
play the game.
You didn't meet Reggie.
Fair
You
enough.
shake his hand. Once you shake
No.
his hand, I don't know. Chris
You
is
know what
kind
I
of winning in that department.
You know who I did meet, and it's all your damn fault? Pixel.
What? Oh, yeah, that's totally the same thing. All right.
Exactly the same.
Randy, save us.
Okay, yes, sir. I'm saving. So, Hyrule Warriors, good stuff. A bunch of pre-order things. You play as Ganondorf. I heard that someone had said that you can play as Girahim, is that his name? Right?
Yes, he
Yeah.
is also
Yeah.
confirmed playable.
Yeah, so that will be nice because I liked him a lot.
He's greatness. He really is.
It's right up there with Groose. Oh man, Skyward Sword, you had such great characters.
I know. Why did it have to have such horrible controls?
Oh, I'm sorry, I misheard you. You mean the great controls that it had. But
More
yeah,
power to you, Randy.
I'm on Randy's side.
yeah.
I think he's.
There are a lot of
okay,
people
so
who
we're
are
2 and 2
on our
then.
sides. Skyward Sword is very polarizing. But I guess moving on. The Pokemon Center has gone live officially today. Has anyone been there yet?
No.
It's
You mean the website?
yes, the Pokemon
Oh.
Center online store website thing that was supposed to open on August 6th. And what's today? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I
So-
don't know. Where rules? What is today? I don't know.
It's August 6th.
Oh, it is August 6th. Okay, cool.
You don't know the date?
No, sorry. I usually don't keep track of like mundane, trivial things like that.
Fair enough. They have a plush of my favorite Pokemon of all time, despite it being a new Pokemon. So I know Destiny when I see it, and I bought one.
Klefki.
It's not Klefki. You'll see,
Pumpkaboo.
because I'll show it off when it arrives on
Pumpkaboo.
Friday.
Pumpkaboo. Hey, don't you talk
Reveal
shit about
what my favorite
Pumpkaboo.
Pokemon of all time was. I don't think it was on this show. I think it was on the other one, but I did.
Oh, hey. Howlucha.
Keep
Come
trying.
on. Howlucha's the best, dude.
It's a fossil Pokemon. I'll give you a guess there.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man.
Is it the rock
Dude.
ice one?
There you go. See?
Yeah, I
He
forget the
gets it.
name.
He
Yeah.
gets it. But see, I have Yoshi's, and it looks vaguely similar to Yoshi, so, like, why wouldn't it be? Come on.
Makes sense.
Alright.
By the way,
Alright.
this Yoshi, still judging you.
Well, I was gonna say, well, get like Tyranitar or something, and just say that he's a very angry, roided out red Yoshi.
Oh my god. But, the Pokemon Center, the website, has a bunch of not kid apparel and accessories. It's more kind of all ages kind of deal, where there's, like, you'll get the occasional, like, plushies and keychains and stuff like that, but a lot of their apparel is more all ages than I would think. I think the Pokemon Center is going to be built towards Pokemon fans of all ages versus just being a massive kids zone, which I think that will have its niche. I hope they find success. And I think my other piece of news is Zeo Drifter from Renegade Kid. It is their brand new game. They have not necessarily abandoned Treasure Knots, but I think they're putting it aside for now in favor of working on a Metroidvania game because Jules got a random inkling to do so. So they are making a Metroidvania for the 3DS, and there are exclusive screens and developer diaries and stuff like that, all coming to us care of Go Nintendo, which is where their exclusive dev diaries will be each week. So I'm very much looking forward to Zeo Drifter, because I love anything and everything from Renegade Kid. Jules
Good.
Watch said he hoped I feel better on Twitter. That was really,
Aw.
really nice.
It's a big deal.
You give him a lot of money. He wants you to. He wants you to make it through.
Play some games while you're sick, John. I will.
He's like, wow, I really hope this John kid doesn't go the way of the Dodo, man, because I'm gonna be out of
I'm just
the
a
market
potential
share.
sales number. That's it. That's it.
Oh.
Is that it for me?
What
and
else
the
you got,
land?
John? What else you got?
Let's see. He did the Renegade Kid, Pokemon, blah blah blah. I guess we could talk about Twitch and all that other fun stuff.
We could.
So,
Oh, I
Is
got something
anybody
else
really
after
up to
this, too.
speed with what's been going on today?
well, I know that they changed their whole thing on like what videos are like held on their servers and like how long they can be and things like that before they're kind of like dropped for being too old or what have you.
I studied up on this.
Oh yeah, Jared. Well, then you, by all means.
I didn't actually study up on it, but I did. I did study it a little bit. Here's how it goes. Actually, I don't remember all the key details, but yeah, two major news announcements from today. and the Twitch streaming community is a little upset. The first one has to do with like basically you were able to have like long broadcasts saved like, indefinitely forever or something, and it turns out that the majority of those videos weren't really being watched anymore after like the third or fourth day, and after 2 weeks, a number of videos were like never watched at all. It was either that or it had to do with like your highlight broadcasts. But it looks like highlight broadcasts were getting a lot more viewings than others, than like your full streams. So highlight broadcasts have been changed into like a limitation of 2 hours, which some people want like your highlights to be more than that. So you can keep your highlights indefinitely, which means that at least for now they'll be there for a long time. But starting in about 3 weeks, it looks like a bunch of those previous broadcasts that were just taking up tons and tons of, I don't know what term they said, petabytes or something, were taking up tons of space. So there's that. It's just all the details are on Twitch's blog, their news blog. So like just like a lot of specifics. But there was that.
The real controversy, though, is all the hilarious antics that have come from Twitch's. YouTube does the same thing. This audio flagging deal, where like shit's muted if it contains copyrighted material, which is obviously many game streams out there are going to contain copyrighted material because they're streams of video games. So your video game streams are going to be muted, and there's
it's currently only affecting a certain type of streams. I think it's the ones that have already been saved, which doesn't make it any better. But
yeah, I actually read the whole announcement. It was saying that anything that is not a live broadcast, so it's video on demand is what they call it, VOD.
Yeah.
And they have an algorithm that searches VOD videos for copyrighted music and other things like that. And if it finds copyrighted music, things like that, then it mutes it.
And Twitter was just having a ball game with this shit because Twitch's own shit started getting muted, and games from the game companies themselves, the copyright holders, were getting muted, and it's just a giant clusterfuck, for lack of a better term.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that'll be fun seeing how they resolve everything. It's just there are other streaming services you can do.
Sometimes you have to watch the world burn.
You can always try hip-hop and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for us, none of us really do live streams, right?
No.
No, I have a Twitch account and I've used it before, but it's not something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember Devil May Cry.
Well, and even then, the live streams are fine. The live streams aren't being affected.
Right. True.
It's only the previously aired, recorded, saved things.
Right.
So but my friend James on Twitch, it's Cadwar0, CADWR0. Like right now he's streaming Xenoblade, but and he has like this thing going on every week with a group of people where they stream, and then once he's done streaming, they all kind of transition over to like someone else's stream. It's a really cool community that he's got going on. But he saves all of his broadcasts locally, even though it's taking up a lot of space right now. He's glad that he was saving them locally because then he can upload them somewhere else. Because it looks like some of his stuff is probably going to be affected by this. So, and he's like really into it. He's invested a lot of money into his setup because he can basically capture from I think almost any system he has now. So he has like a big setup, and he's got just a lot of cool stuff going on to record at the highest quality possible. So for people who really do like to stream a lot, and he just does it for fun, so it kind of affects them pretty heavily.
How this affects people who do it for their bread and butter and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, from what I understand, there's a really easy fix. Is just don't put in copyrighted music.
Or press the space bar twice.
Or don't do that either.
Yeah, it was that. That's like the music one. I mean, I'm talking about I mean, both of them were like pretty big deals. The music one had its own interesting stuff happening where people's games were just getting taken down even without like copyrighted outside music. It was just the game's music itself was seen as like a violation. Um, there was that, but like for people who liked to have their stuff archived, um, whatever. But still,
Listener Deco, will there be will there be a digital Moses to part the Twitch streams and lead us to the promised land.com?
No, no, Ramses murdered him in his sleep as he should. Get a real job.
Wowzers.
You can't make me laugh like this, Chris. God damn it.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm gonna tone it down. I'm gonna tone it down for the rest of the show. I'll tone it down.
Okay, well, here's what we can do to sober ourselves.
Let's talk about Studio Ghibli.
Yep. So, what's the deal going on here? Because there were rumors flying around like, oh, they're closing, and I was like, oh, they're just restructuring it.
Jared,
Oh, they're just...
this, right? Jared?
Hmm?
This is something you actually had to research, I assume.
no, I didn't. But I know all about it. I didn't.
You called up Miyazaki, and you're like, "Hey, dude, what's the story, man?"
And then he's like, oh, don't speak English. And you're like, listen, I was in Japan. Don't screw with me.
Sue me, Masen. Don't screw with me. All right, here we go. There's a live broadcast. I think it was like early Monday morning, but it was late-ish, not really Sunday afternoon here or something. Basically, this broadcast had to do with Toshio Suzuki, longtime producer and now, I guess, overall manager at Studio Ghibli. He went on this news broadcast and he was like, hey, yo, guess what, guys? Interesting stuff happening. We've been talking a lot recently about how, we've had this plan to just like disarm Ghibli, and shut down the animation department and blah, blah, blah. But that's not quite happening yet. We're just going to take a break. And this and that. And then what happened was the news made it out there, and then it was mistranslated by a few sources, and that spread like wildfire. And it was basically people thought that they were actually closing, which is under good assumption because, like even I wrote like an article like a week ago pondering if, like when Marnie was there, if that's their final film. I mean, this has been talked about for a while. I think it was back in 2010 or 2011, I believe Miyazaki was quoted saying that they already had a plan ready for basically dissolving Ghibli if needed. So they totally have it written, but they're not going to put it into action just yet, it seems. So they're waiting to see what happens, I think, with Marnie, and then they're probably just going to not make a movie for a while until like an excellent opportunity comes up, because if you can't make enough money to recover your costs in your films being released, then unfortunately you can't really continue. It's very similar in some ways to the games industry. Like if your studio puts out a lot of games and unfortunately they're not making it, I mean, you're not going to make it too much longer. So when Marnie was there and Tale of Princess Kaguya, both seemed to have a really hard time. And The Wind Rises, I think, might have broke even, but I can't remember. So the last few movies aren't doing so hot. And people are putting a lot of faith into like the new Goro Miyazaki directed TV show that's coming out. But the thing about the TV show is that's only like partially produced or worked with Ghibli. A lot of the animation and stuff it's like a collaboration effort, so I think the Ghibli name is attached, but I don't think it's in my opinion, I don't really consider that as a mainstay of like the future of Ghibli. I think it's just going to be a while without some films, and then eventually, when the right script and the right director comes along and the right time, that's when we'll see something new. So.
Yeah, it's fun going through all the great things of rough times, but
It inspired me to watch some movies at the very least.
True. At least there's that. I know I need to watch a whole bunch of them because I've got so many that I haven't seen. It's ridiculous. So I still have plenty of movies to watch. Yay! So someone else here quick added the Square Enix PSN sale. What's all on sale here?
13-2.
All
What
right.
is it? Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy 6, 7. Like
8, 9,
I
10, and
I
10-2.
had it. Who did?
Half off.
Hmm.
And some random game. I forget which one it was. It was so
It
funny.
was
It was
me.
at it.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry, I was muted. I muted myself because the dogs, and then I forgot to unmute myself.
Oh.
It was me. Why not
Chris Lush.
Zoidberg? All right. Yeah, no, actually, this Charlotte sent me the link, and it's to a Silicon Era article, and unfortunately, it doesn't give the time frame for the sale, but it is Dissidia Duodecim Final Fantasy PSP for $9.99, Dissidia Final Fantasy for PSP for $9.99, Final Fantasy III, the PSP version, for $9.99, Final Fantasy IV, the complete collection for PSP for $9.99, Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions for $4.99.
That is a good game. Go buy it. Do it.
Yes, it is. Crystal Defenders PSP for $4.99, but I'm not sure if that is correct, because wasn't Crystal Defenders that like kind of tower defense game that they put out?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was for PSP or if that was for the PSN. Chrono Cross, the PS1 Classic, for $4.99. Chrono Trigger, PS1 Classic, for $4.99.
Buy it.
Final Fantasy V, PS1 Classic, for $4.99.
Consider
Final
it.
Fantasy VI, PS1
Buy it
Classic,
twice.
for $4.99. Buy 3. Final Fantasy VII, PS1 Classic, for $4.99.
Eh.
Final Fantasy VIII, PS1 Classic, for $4.99. Buy
I
it.
never played it.
Buy it. Buy it, John.
buy it and play it, John.
$4.99.
Yeah, out of all of these games that they're even talking about, just get that one, dude. Come on.
Final
Dude.
Fantasy IX, PS1 Classic, for $4.99.
Buy it 6 times.
Yes. Final Fantasy Tactics, PS1 Classic, for $4.99. Randy, this ought to make you sad, my friend.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 13-2 for PS3, $9.99.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I bought it for $12 like 2 years ago.
Ouch.
Well, guys, I think I spent like 60. So
There you go.
There's
Good
0
man.
Oops.
You deserve an ambassador badge, Jared.
It's true.
Where's my...
Where's yours?
And
You have to
Lightning
actually play
Returns.
13 first and actually get somewhere, Jonathan.
Oh. Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13 for the PS3 for $24.99. So it's 25
Get it.
$25
Buy
for
it
that.
4 times.
yeah, that's pretty much worth it. Yeah.
Final Fantasy 10/10-2 HD Remaster for $20, and that is
Wait.
listed for PS3 and Vita both.
Oh, shit. Are you kidding me?
No, that
Well,
was
I don't
like
think
I
it's
might-
cross-buy. I
I
think
might
it's just
jump
that's
on
the price for each.
I might jump on that for $20.
You
That's not
should.
$60.
No, that's
it was
pretty
never
good.
sold at 60.
Yeah.
What was it
Yeah,
sold
but-
at? 40?
I think it was
Yeah.
40.
These are all basically half price.
They are.
These are all basically
I
50%
might
off.
jump on that. I didn't know Final
Because the
Fantasy X
PS1
was
classics
on
are
sale.
generally $10. Yeah,
Get
the only
me
one
while
that I
I'm
think
sick,
was less-
Square Enix. Get me while I'm sick.
And there's
I make
also
all of my impulsive decisions when I'm under the influence of something.
they've also been having a sale on their Final Fantasy games on Google Play for Android for the past like week or so, and they've been doing it in waves. I think now is Final Fantasy VI mobile and some other game. So I'm like, oh, Final Fantasy VI is only like $10, and it looks so much better. Screw everybody else that says no. So I'm like, maybe, but I think the sale
Well,
ends tomorrow.
General Leo agrees.
It depends. How much? How bad, Randy? How bad do you want Espiers?
That's fixed. It's in the change log. They changed it.
Okay.
So
You know what? I'll give Randy like whatever he likes there. Like, however you want to play Final Fantasy VI, as long as it gets played, who am I to judge?
Yeah,
There you go.
that's right.
General Leo agrees.
General Leo agrees. I think that's all the news.
Alright.
So we can move into what we've been doing, and it looks like, Chris, you're at the top of the queue.
Yeah, dude made the outline. Dude gets go first.
Heck
Exactly.
yeah. All right, buddies, I'm ready to jump in this as soon as I open it back up in my little folder.
I'm gonna grab some more
I don't know
water.
why I didn't have it.
Right back, guys.
I forgot. All right. Well, I guess I'll jump into this first. It was supposed to be the segue, but this dude saw Guardians of the Galaxy like 1,000,000 times, and by 1,000,000 times, I mean twice. But twice in a weekend is still pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I would say so.
You loved it. You loved it,
Of course I
Randy.
did.
I loved it.
I did.
We've been passing gifts back and forth over Google Hangouts.
Mm-hmm.
Certain dancing individuals, primarily among them. I actually made a list. I made a list of the top 5 reasons why anybody listening should watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
All right, number 5. Soundtrack is like awesome, had a one-night stand with amazing, and decided to keep the baby. That was number 5.
That's dedication.
It's great. No, the soundtrack's really good. It's got Jackson 5. It has Blue Swede, David Bowie, all these it's all this really classic 70s era funk. The Runaways is on the soundtrack. It's good stuff, man. It's just such good music. It's music everyone can agree on, in my opinion. Number 4, Rocket Raccoon / Groot is my new bro TP. In parentheses, am I using that right, Tumblr?
I think
Because
you
I
are.
really have no idea what bro TP means. I know that it's a phrase, so whatever.
I would assume, judging by its usage, yes.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, whatever. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Number 3 has everything to do with the overarching plot of Marvel's Infinity Gauntlet phase, which people are assuming is going to be Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but who knows? It could be Phase 4. I mean, they got movies planned all the way up to 2021 or something like that, so they got to take the time. But yes, it's got Thanos is in it. It's got other things. It explains much. It's important. Watch it, please.
Do it.
Number 2. Oh, the feels.
Oh, God.
Oh, the feels. It does, man. It is the most surprisingly heartfelt film I've watched all year. And it's actually only the 4th film I've seen this year. But still, it's really great. I went in expecting it to be all action, maybe a little bit of character development, very little substance. Something like, The Winter Soldier, which was really great in the plot, but the development for the characters, there was a little bit, but it wasn't as much as, other films. In this film, man, there is so much development. It really makes you care about these characters, which is so great. And reason number 1 why everyone listening should watch Guardians of the Galaxy. Chris Pratt dancing.
Yeah.
Happens more than one, folks. And it's pretty damn cool. So
I think
Does he do the Vegeta? Or does he do the funky chicken?
No, Vegeta is a Saiyan prince, and he could probably blow me up if I said something like this. I think Chris Pratt dances better than Vegeta.
I'm going to say so.
I'm just throwing it out there. Vegeta has got 2 left feet and a whole bunch of elbows. I don't know what that means.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was nice knowing Chris Garcia because I'm sure Kamehameha is going to hit him any second now. Where are those Google
Vegeta
effects
doesn't
when we
do
need
that
them?
move. Excuse me, Vegeta does not know Kamehameha. So,
Randy, you fucking nerd.
sorry. Does he look like he was trained by Master Roshi? No.
He could have studied a bit on the side. I mean, he was there on Earth for how long?
Do you think a proud Saiyan prince like Vegeta would bother to use the move of his enemies and his arch rival? Never.
Hey, this proud Saiyan prince danced like an idiot.
Randy, whenever we meet, I'm gonna hug you. It's gonna be a big old bro hug. Bro
Although
TP.
he did
Bro
sort of
TP,
copy,
Randy John.
he did sort of copy Krillin's Kienzan Destructo Disc thing, fighting against Gohan back in the day. But that's okay. Forget about that. Nobody remembered that. That's fine. Don't use that against me.
Do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Mm-mm.
All right, let's see. So that's my top 5 reasons why you should go see Guardians of the Galaxy. It's amazing. It's great. It's a fun time. There's lots of dancing and feels, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. My review for Abyss Odyssey is done and was posted today, actually, on GamePoduk.com. I've already
You
put
may
a
or may
link
not
to it.
about to see a second face on GamePodunk.com in this here
Whoa,
backwards
ho,
compatible show.
ho.
Cannot confirm or
It's gonna-
deny.
Watch out, Randy. The new Bro TP is going to be John in Game Podunk.
Yeah, it's gonna get me. Oof.
So yeah, you guys can head over to Game Podunk, check out my review for that game. I think it was actually pretty good. I think it's going to get better. So read that if you want more info. Also, for GamePodunk.com, they went ahead and furnished me a review copy for Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1 for the Vita. So I started playing
How's
that.
old Nep doing?
What?
How's old Nep doing?
Nip. She's doing fine. There is an embargo. I can't say much, but if I were to say anything, it would probably be that it seems like a huge improvement over the original, and it's fun. But too bad I can't say that because there's an embargo. So
Can't say it.
Rule breaker.
can't say
You
it.
didn't hear it here first, folks.
No, You heard it somewhere else first. Don't forget my name. Forget I was even here.
Send all that hate mail to jhiggins@opbrainfall.com.
Do it.
There you go. There you go. Idea Factory International. John is the one you want. Take him away.
No, not John. That email address is the one you want.
No, I'm not
Oh,
just making a package deal.
Okay. Good point. And my last, I got actually one more bit than I put on the outline, but I'll go ahead and cover this one first. My horrible addiction to Marvel Puzzle Quest I've relapsed. I've fallen
Wow.
hard back into this game that proves to dominate my time and my battery life, leaving my iPhone a broken, crippled mess on the floor. It's a match 3 game by D3 Publisher and Demiurge Studios. It's really great. It's not by the original developers of Puzzle Quest, but it is definitely the sole successor to the game. Uses all Marvel IP. It's actually rather great. I don't know. It's a free to play game, but it doesn't cram those purchases down your throat, which I love.
Good.
So, if anybody's out there, add me on Facebook, and I'll send you all of my ISO 8 will go to you. And then the last little bit, Future Lab. I love you. You're releasing Velocity 2X on September 9th. It's going to be amazing. And they saw fit to furnish me with a review copy. So I'm playing that right now. Everyone can be jealous because I've got my sweet
That was like
friends
Chris's
making
game
giggle love
game
to
of
the
E3, man.
Kaitana.
Look at him.
What?
That was your game of E3. I remember this.
It was.
Now you have a review
I,
copy. Look at you.
I know. I'm super hyped. I am super hyped. Like, you have no idea. Like, every time I pick it up and play it, which has only been today, it's felt like the soul of everyone at Future Lab is just climbing up into my body and just nesting itself, just like right here. And every time my fingers touch the little D-pad on the Vita, I really feel like there are just small orgasms that just sort of like roll their way through my body.
I'm gonna let him keep going.
I
I thought you said you were gonna tone it down, you
and
liar.
sensual, and I really don't know why I feel this way, but they make me feel this way, and I love them for it.
What?
Actually, Jared, better that you don't ask. Just
Nice.
smile and nod and say, yeah, okay.
This just
All right.
became an X-rated podcast, by the way. I don't.
That's
That's
heard
okay.
about. Multiple
Our
orgasms in your
listeners
body.
understand. We talked roleplay in the first 10 minutes of the show. They get it.
Velocity 2X, my friends. Please play it. It is like nothing you've ever experienced. It's so. Oh.
Wow.
That's gonna be me in a few months when I play Smash Brothers on Wii U.
Well, gents, I'm done. I'm done making your giggleberries shrink to the size of raisins. So go on, Randy. What's your
Jesus,
next?
who's next?
Yeah, I'm next. So, yes, I also saw Guardians of the Galaxy. I went and saw it on Saturday. Yeah, super great movie. So Chris hit up all those super great things, but I'm just gonna throw out another recommendation to people who haven't seen it to go see it. It broke. What was there? Winter Soldier's pre-show viewings. Broke that record, and then it broke the record for August openers, and kicked ass there. And it's still going well. And it's just an excellent movie. You're gonna have a good time. If you don't go to Guardians of the Galaxy, you're not gonna have a good time. And that is some South Park for you. So yeah.
Food for thought.
Yeah, food for thought. So go see it. It's
I
like
think Chris was staring at me when he did that.
so that's my
It's not
my
creepy at all, bro.
no. Mm-mm.
Like the eyebrows?
They're the best part.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
these bad boys are thick because they're full of justice.
Well, Deco says that he needs a shower after that. That's always good.
I need a shower too. It's a cold shower, but I definitely need a shower.
Oh, yeah. You and me both, buddy. Trust me. So that's my movie stuff. I did play games, kind of. You can kind of say games. They're on the same disc, but I really want Kingdom Hearts 2.5, so I decided to go back to play 1.5 stuff, the things that I haven't done. And I had started a run of Chain of Memories. I got through the first floor of Traverse Town, and I'm like, yeah, I just did this right after beating Kingdom Hearts 1. I really don't want to play this right now because it's just a retread of Kingdom Hearts 1 through the worlds and stuff. So I'm just like, later. Well, now it's August/July, so that's later enough, right? It's almost been a year. So I made my way through Chain of Memories. I beat it, guys, and now I started Reverse to play as Riku. John, did you beat Chain of Memories yet?
No, I did not. I have not touched it.
You make me sad.
I
These
will.
eyebrows are full of depression.
No.
Yeah. I don't do card games. Sorry, bros.
Yeah, it's one of the things. It's okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh is very disappointed with you right now.
I believe it.
Yu-Gi-Oh can suck these.
I'm not.
John, I'm judging you right now.
I'm judging you too, as a conduit, of course.
Of course. So I got through that, and it's really easy when you just make a slight deck for Sonic Blade, which is something you learn like 20, 30 levels in, where you just keep sliding through the enemies and just they can't do anything. Like they can't select moves while they're being juggled in the air, and you just do that. And then the sleight is also pretty high in number because the whole point of the card things is to throw down a higher number. So they'll put down like their super move, and it's like, oh, Sonic Blade, and it just cancels it, and you just keep kicking the crap out of them.
That's the cloud move, right?
Yep, exactly. So
I know this shit. I haven't played that game in 10 years.
So every level up, I'm just like, give me more card points so I can have more and more of those slights. So bosses, simple. The only thing that like was slightly weird was the second to last form of the last boss, because he's not on the ground, so you can't just Sonic Blade through him. So you have to just be like, okay, wait until he throws down a card and then break it, and then just go in and do a 3-hit combo, then wait, and then break it, and it's just, okay, whatever. It was simple. I used the same deck, it's just I just couldn't do slights, so meh. But, so now it'll be interesting going through his Riku.
Jesus way.
Well, I've played this game before. I played through it on Game Boy Advance. I played through it on the PS2. PS2 one, I didn't do Sonic Blade cheating. I know that. Not that it's cheating, it's just an using the system.
Ain't cheating, it's exploiting, motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Don't get that shit confused.
Yeah, they put that in there. So obviously, yeah, I'm gonna do it. It's called playing smart. Okay.
Amen.
Alright.
So I did that, which is cool. So now I've got the really awesome PS3 theme. But the other thing that I started to do was do all the optional boss fights in Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, which is super great.
Sephiroth yet?
I beat Sephiroth. So yeah, and at a lower level than what I did when I first played the game, like 12 years ago. So because I think I didn't beat him until I was like level 80 something, and then I beat him this time like early 70s maybe.
How was that scene that we never got to see in America? Was it worth it?
Well, I've seen it before because I had the internet growing up, and
Yes,
people. It was
Never
nice.
seen an HD picturiness, Randy.
I did not see it in HD picturiness until now, and with the subtitles or like with the dialogue boxes right there. But it was all right. It's just, I'm in darkness. Oh, I need to find my light. We should fight, and then they just fight a little bit, and then it's over. Like, okay, this is. I wanted to say, like, is this choreography just reused in Advent Children? Because it felt like it. I'm like, I think I know these sword strikes, but whatever. I beat Sephiroth. That was good. And then I smacked Kurt Zisa, the one that's in Agrabah. I remember I could not beat him until level 100 when I was like 14. But now I'm just like, nope.
I smacked him at like level 60 or something. But
Yeah, I was
a little pain in my ass, man.
right. So I took him down, and then I took down Phantom, which was fine because that's easy. So long as you got stop, you're fine. And then I fought Enigmatic Man, or if you know anything, it's Xemnas. But fought him, which is something I've been waiting to do since I was 15 when it came out in Japan. It's like, I remember watching those fights like online. Like,
beat him?
Yeah, I did. It took me a few tries, but eventually I did. And
how is the scene that happens after? Is there anything that happens after, or you just spat back out?
No, there's a scene afterwards where he like stumbles back and he's like clutching his chest and there's electricity everywhere before he just like throws it away. He's like, actually, just kidding. I'm not hurt at all. And he's like, and then it's like, no. And he's like,
my final form, bro.
exactly. He's like, we'll have to do this again, and then just leaves. And then it's like, oh. So there was that. So I finally beat him, which is really cool because I've always wanted to. I mean, like you kind of have the exact same fight in Kingdom Hearts 2, but because he's a story boss, he's not as hard as an optional boss. And he didn't have the stupid shock release thing that he does in Final Mix. So, but yeah.
I can't wait to fight the unknown soldier in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Final
That'll
Mix.
be fun. Yeah, that'll be really, really cool. But it's helped me get my fix. So now I just have Riku's thing to go through, and
Good.
yeah.
By the way, Randy,
Yeah.
this is my shirt.
This is your shirt? I'm looking at the outline, so let me check your shirt. What is this shirt? Uh-oh. Oblivion and Oathkeeper. Well
There
done.
you go.
It's kind of weird, also for playing Final Mix. It's like, all these Keyblades that you didn't get in the American version. So like Diamond Dust and One-Winged Angel.
Diamond
Great.
Dust. That's that move in Final Fantasy VIII, man.
That's right. It's named
That's
after
the
that.
move in every summon
You know what's great?
ever.
Is I can remember. You know what? Well, it's really memorable for me, John, because it happened in Final Fantasy VIII. Because she comes out of the ground like an ice pillar or something, and then she does this. There's like this really good sound effect that goes, and then goes, and it's called Diamond Dust because the dust is made of ice diamonds, man.
Mm-hmm. It's
Are
really
they
good.
Conquest
Jared,
diamonds?
you wanna run that sound effect by me one more time?
No,
No.
Are they made
It
of
really
constant
whistles my
diamonds?
cheese.
Yes.
maybe.
So that's kind of like gaming stuff that I've done. I watched Free and caught up with Free. There was 2 episodes since the last time we had this. Did Jared? Did you watch last week at least?
I watched last week's. I haven't been able to watch this week's yet.
That's fine, but I'm just gotta say, after last week's episode, I now super care about Nagisa as a character. Like before, I'm like, oh, it's supposed to be the adorable young one, okay.
Mm.
And then last week's episode was like, oh, he has character and his life isn't super great, and I like that there's more to him.
It was really interesting that they focused so much on parental life too. It was
Yeah.
really interesting. I wasn't expecting a full-on thing of Rei going to town on Nagisa's life, and for some reason I feel like I would have sort of done what Ray did and just been like full on support, but you need to go do this yourself, Nagisa. It was really interesting.
Yeah, for sure. You'll have to watch this week's episode because it's also really good. There's some good stuff between.
Does it make me finally have the feels for Makoto?
You might have the feels from.
We'll see what happens because the feels episode from like last season was something about him in swimming and drowning or something. So I'm hoping that this one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
That this one will reverse the not caring too much for Makoto.
Yeah, you wouldn't care if he drowned and died. You're the worst person ever.
I would care because then who would get Haru to the swim pool?
That's true. That's very, very true.
Yeah, man.
I don't
Um,
know.
I got a question for you, free guys.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, would Michael Phelps beat the free guys or what?
Probably.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a question. I don't know.
They're just high school swimmers. They're not like the best in their country or the best in the world. So.
Yeah, but it's like a sports anime, and sports anime is always like crazy, and they're like swimming.
Look, Chris. You know what? We're
faster
not
than dolphins.
we're not there yet. That'll be probably like season 3 or 4 by the time we get to the Olympics. All right.
Yeah.
So right now it's just high school, bro.
Right. Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen after high school? Maybe they will participate in the Olympics. Like,
Gotta swim
no.
life's pond one fish at a time.
they have to take on Mikaru Phelpsu. I went there.
Jesus Christ.
But their skill might be within the realm of possibility.
Oh, I love you, Jared. So, other show I also caught up on today is Aldnoah.0. Jared, are you still watching this show?
Heck yeah. I don't know why I wouldn't, man. That show is like way too good right now.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
crap. It's not based on anything, so like you don't know what's going to happen every week. It's like a treat.
Mm-hmm. It's not a spoiler for anything if you haven't watched it before, but or if you're not caught up. But there are things that I really enjoy, like the opening to this week's episode, like before the actual like opening song, was a scene with zero dialogue, and I like that. There's like a lot that you can do just by showing instead of telling, and I just thought that was kind of neat. So I watched through it. I'm like, then they got to the first spoken line, and there's the subtitle on the bottom. I'm like, oh wait, there was no dialogue in that whole scene that we just had. That's kind of crazy. So it impresses me when things like that happen. So
Yeah. One thing I was gonna say was I think episode 5 kind of like makes it clear that there's there's some really good smart writing going on. So especially with the way that some of the battles go. Near the end of the 5th episode, the way that the battle goes was kind of unexpected to me, and I really liked the way it happened. So, yeah.
I'm gonna be interested to see if the main character ever has emotions.
Oh, I was gonna save that for. I guess we'll just talk a little Aldnoah right now.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Actually, honestly, that's one of the criticisms that a lot of people has is that the main character, I forget his name right now, I don't know.
Inaho.
Izuha Inaho, I guess that's close. He basically, he has like his eyes are never. Someone took like screen grabs of like every situation he could be in, and they like showed pictures of his eyes, and like his friend dies. Like look, he learns that a particular character is still alive, and he's just like, oh, same eyes, and then he pilots a mech. And then he does really well piloting, and it's like same expression. He's just like he's the one expression man. But
Yeah, he's the Keanu Reeves of anime.
maybe he'll star in Cowboy Bebop.
Well-timed Levi Attack on Titan joke. Not gonna do it, but just so you guys know, I want to.
Okay. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we can get more of him. I mean, we got more of Slane in this episode, and he's a cool dude. I would like to know.
Yeah,
more
Slane
about...
Slane is really interesting because his the dramatic irony is interesting, and I think his story might become tragic, like a tragic one, or maybe he'll become a hero. I mean, it's really weird. It's hard to think like what might happen.
Right.
I think this show is 25 episodes. But I don't know
so
if
we're in
that's-
for a long road.
Yeah, I think it's 2 core, but I'm not 100% sure. I do know though that like the production of this it came together over time, and that I forget where I read this, and I could be completely wrong, but I think they pieced together like the first 3 episodes of this, or 4 episodes, and then it became like an official thing. Like, I mean, it was always meant to be weekly, but I mean, I can't figure it out. I forget where I read that, but I'm just really glad that it's still going on. And just to kind of like recap because if someone's listening to this right now, Aldnoah.0 is like a new mecha series that's premiering right now. It's on Crunchyroll. It's really easy to check it out. And it's basically has some really smart writing and some really interesting elements. Actually, I wrote an article on GoBueno.com about it, and there's a lot
Shameless
of
plug.
there's a lot of reasons about why you should check out Aldnoah.0 and why it's the mecha series you should be watching this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Man, we need like an air horn or something whenever somebody plugs.
This is
You need a
whenever
buzzer.
somebody
like,
plugs their
I'll
stuff.
actually show a plug. This is a plug. I'll plug.
I mean, I do it all the time. I mean, I'm not judging you, dude, like, for reals, because I'm, like, the plug master, but...
Yeah, if I'm gonna put like 2 or 3 hours or longer into something, I'll plug it.
There you
That's
go.
fair. That's fair.
It's got a really cool GIF in it from the opening because it's like just a mech being shot in half by a laser, and it's really cool.
Fire my lasers.
John, you should watch Aldnoah.0.
No,
Actually-
I will. Yeah, I plan on it, but it's going to be one of those things where, unlike Terra in Resonance, I will wait for the entire series to be done and watch it all at once. And
There you
binge
go.
watch.
Speaking of that, I still have only seen the first episode. I tried to watch more a couple of days ago, but I got distracted. I'm like, I just can't. I'm just not in the mood right now.
What,
So-
Terra in Resonance?
Yeah, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I wasn't in the mood, and I was like,
I don't know. I don't know if I'd say that the first episode was necessarily stand out.
Well, I know
Shots
that it
fired.
gets better because you wrote an article on GoBueno.com about Terra in Resonance and how it's really cool.
Yeah, how it stands out in today's anime climate.
Yeah. Other
I just hear
shows.
like a loud like cheering noise, like yeah, like, yeah.
Like a lot of clapping and some streamers and confetti.
Pretty much.
Hey guys, our plugs are backwards compatible.
Whoa.
Oh my god! Oh my
That is
god! I'm
you
great.
guys
gonna
have an
go.
adapter for this?
Yeah, you could if they weren't already backwards compatible. What?
What?
Uh,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can we talk about Sailor Moon now?
no, I'm
I
gonna
want to
give
talk about some damn magical girls.
one sentence before Sailor Moon episode 3, and I'm gonna just say, God damn it, Love Stage, why are you so adorable? So anybody who's out there listening or is possibly watching the show knows what I'm talking about because that show is just being.
Are you up to date on Love Stage?
I am. I watched like episode 5 or whatever
Is-
the hell today.
That's a BL show, right?
Yep.
Is Dramatical Murder another one?
Yes, but I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things.
Because there was an episode recently, either in Love Stage or Dramatical Murder. I think it's one of those. I was listening to a podcast lately, and they were kind of talking about how there was an interesting scene that happened in one of those. I don't know if you've seen that. You probably know what I'm talking about.
I know that there was one in Love Stage. Now, me not being used to watching a lot of shows like that, there was something that kind of caught me by surprise. I was like, okay, that's something that just
All
happened.
right, so I think I heard like a 20-minute argument conversation about stuff on how basically.
Well, plug the podcast you were listening to so we can all tune into it and listen ourselves.
So basically, I listened to a newly kind of formed podcast called Random Curiosity. The Random Curiosity podcasts, they have been writing for years. They do like episode recaps or episode analysis with image recaps of a number of shows every single season, and they put a lot of work into their season previews. So shout outs to them. I follow a lot of the writers on Twitter. There was a conversation that Guardian Enzo had with, I think it was Zanibus, or Zanny, the two writers, or two of the writers, about how there was a certain scene that happens. I want to say...
Can we talk about it? Because I'm having trouble following it. I have no idea what's going on.
I think Jared was just about to get there.
Oh, okay. My bad. Keep going.
I want to say, I think it had like a rape scene in it,
There's,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
there
Okay.
was, well, it,
and how like it was more generally accepted it was like more of like a interesting scene between like a dude and a dude, whereas if it was like a dude and a woman, it would have been perceived differently within like the anime industry reaction or the anime fandom reaction, and it was a really interesting conversation. So these people got in it for like 30 minutes about, okay, maybe it was like 10 minutes about how...
Regarding us talking about that, let's not say we did.
No, I think it was just interesting. It just has to do with like, I don't know if Randy, if you saw that episode or not. I just wanted to know what your quick impression of that was.
Well, I would say I was taken by surprise. I'm like, okay, hello, sexual assault. This isn't normal.
No.
And then the show gets adorable, regardless of it.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I mean, it actually inspired me to might want to start like watching it. Actually, what I was thinking was when I heard this conversation, I was like, "Is this a show that Randy's watching? I wonder what he thinks." Because of one dude was like, "I really like this show," and the other guy was like, "I'm going to drop this show now." So it was interesting.
It took me by surprise. I talked with another friend who's watching it, who has a lot more background in shows like this, and he's like, "Yeah, that's actually pretty normal in shows, weirdly enough, because culturally Japan is weird with things, and not that it's okay to be like, yeah, that's fine, but it happened and I was taken by surprise. But like it's resolved kind of like somewhat in a way that other shows don't actually do. They're just like, yeah, deal with it. That happened. Love Stage addresses it and kind of deals with it in a certain way. So it's like, oh, okay, this is actually pretty
interesting.
Cool.
No, I was. It made me like inspired to. I've been thinking about maybe picking up another show or something this season, and I still don't know what to do. I might not, but
the show is adorable and it's hilarious. I
heard that I don't remember who the director is, but I guess the director is very well known for like romance shows or something.
Interesting. Well, speaking of,
you guys have killed this transition.
No, I'm doing it right now. Speaking of romance, let's talk about Moonlight romances.
Speaking of forced romance.
No.
Forced romance. Bad romance by Lady Gaga.
So, Sailor Moon. Guys, we all caught up?
Yes.
Good. John?
I raised my hand.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I was looking at the outline. And Chris has disappeared. But... oh, there he is. Oh! Man.
I'm hiding in shame.
From Sailor Moon?
You're hiding in shame because you're not caught up?
Yes.
Chris!
Sorry.
Listen to me. I may be feverish, I may be closeted and forced to watch Sailor Moon all by myself. But if I can do this shit, so can you.
I watched Guardians of the Galaxy twice.
That's okay. You are forgiven. But besides, you know the story of Sailor Moon. You're fine. You're good.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how those characters have very little emotion to them whatsoever, and I'm really, really disappointed in how they're designed?
Designed as in... is this an art thing, or what do you mean?
It's not art as in, like, I'm disappointed in the character designs themselves. Like I said at the outset of episode 1, the characters are very beautiful, and the scenes they are in are very beautiful, but the characters are not nearly as emotive as they were 15 years ago. Not nearly, and it's killing me. It's killing me.
I feel
because half the reason I watched that damn show about the magical girls is because the characters were fucking over the top, and I was like, this is hilarious. It may be not aimed for me at all, but I'll still watch this because it's hilarious. I can't feel that way about the reboot.
I think Usagi had a good scene in the most recent episode that was kind of over the top-ish. There was the one thing with the bus that was taking off, and then she uses the pen to transform into whatever. And she transforms, and Luna asks, why did you transform into a flight attendant? She says, because it's my responsibility to see to the safety of the passengers.
Yeah. I was actually thinking that same exact scene, and it was hilarious.
Yeah. It's like she transforms for all of a 2-second gag. It was hilarious.
Okay. Can we get Jared? Can we get Jared to talk about Sailor Moon again?
Sure, because Jared hasn't ever seen anything. So, Jared, what do you think?
Well, well, as I was referring to them before, Sailor Moon Girl number 2, also known as, did I call her Water Mercury?
Well, yeah, okay.
Water Mercury, she's a cutie. Um, she she's really cool. So I'm talking about episode 2 of Sailor Moon. I was thinking about Crystal Defenders from earlier. Sailor Moon Crystal.
Crystal Defenders. Duodecim.
Final remix. She oh man. Wow. Okay, I'm trying to think here. I think she's pretty cool. I think it was pretty funny how she like had no friends and then like Usagi just comes out of nowhere and she's like, "I'm gonna be friends with you forever." And then they go to the arcade, and the arcade scene was a lot of fun because I actually don't remember. It is Sailor Mercury, right?
Yep.
I don't remember her actual name.
Ami.
Ami.
I'm cool with Sailor Moon Girl number 2. I like that.
Yeah, Sailor Moon Girl number 2. She's number blue. She's she's like such a master of the game and like wins things. I think it's kind of cool that that like Usagi keeps like winning stuff out of the machines like you would like in a Japanese arcade where you get like really cool stuff, but they actually use them in the series. So like these earrings or necklaces or something, they communicate with each other, or maybe I don't know, were they rings? I don't remember.
You gotta watches. Yeah.
Watches, and then the pen lets Usagi like transform into things. So like that second episode was fun. The whole it was just like your general interesting story about a demon. Then I think the third episode though, it might be just because I saw it recently, but I thought it was pretty funny how Usagi's on that bus with the Tuxedo Man, but he wasn't, or maybe he was in a suit, but like he wasn't in his actual mask, and he was like sitting with her, and she was all blushing, and then she would like look at him, and then she would freak out. Oh, and then she was talking to her cat, Luna, and she would be like, she was talking to her cat for like 10 seconds, and then he's like, "You're talking to a cat," and it was amazing. Man, you know what? That's pretty much it. I mean, I thought she was on the demon bus the whole time, but it turns out that she wasn't. And then she saw, like Usagi saw the demon bus go by with Sailor Moon Girl number 3, which I called her Fire Mars. Fire Mars is kind of neat.
The best eyes to watch this series.
These sound like Pokemon titles.
I know
Yeah,
they
man.
do.
Water Mercury and Fire Mars.
Fire Mars.
Coming this October to 3DS
3DS.
Oh,
and 2DS systems.
something
and
super cool that I thought was really interesting was the transformation scene. I think in episode 3 of Usagi and what did you say it was? Ami?
Yep.
Yeah, because I think about Ami and Yumi. Okay,
Mhm.
Ami. How they how like instead of showing you like the transformation scene for each girl taking forever, they combined them and they shortened them.
Yep.
And that was kind of cool because I wasn't expecting that. Yep.
Fair enough. Is that our adequate Sailor Moon talk?
I suppose.
Other than the fact that I'm still like watching this series in a like in a box, like hoping Holly doesn't see.
I mean,
that
I
is,
don't.
That is
I
an
think,
adequate. I was gonna say that is an adequate Sailor Moon talk, but we need to start talking. Jared, you mentioned Ami and Ami Yumi. I'm assuming that you mean like Puffy Ami Yumi.
I was just referring to the name. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I get it. Yeah, Ami and Yumi, and then there's also Yuki and Ame from Wolf Children, Yuki and Ame, and so I get the names. There's so many names that share names over anime and stuff that I get really confused over time. But yeah, Puffy Ami Yumi, I think that's what it's called.
I have CDs, man. I have multiple CDs.
I actually don't really know anything about it. I'm sorry.
Apparently, Deco thinks that Jared's life is on the line because sometime during that conversation, Deco says, "Choose your next words wisely, Jared, or I will murder you."
Oh my God.
I wonder what that was about.
Listen.
I think
Listen
Sailor
here, Deco.
just wanted to say, Deco also says, except for Sailor Moon, the other Scouts titles are based on the Chinese zodiac. Mercury being water, Mars being fire, Jupiter being wood,
Whoa!
Venus being
Stop!
gold.
You're spoiling things. I knew
Oh,
they were named after planets, but I don't want to know all their names yet.
I'm sorry, Jared.
Yeah,
now
because
there's
it's going to be
Jupiter.
Sailor Moon Girl
It's
number
hard.
3, and Sailor Moon Girl number 4, and Sailor Moon Girl number 5.
It's hard when the show's 20 years old. I'm
You
so sorry.
guys, like, ever since I spoiled Randy with Chrono Trigger, like, spoilers have been a thing that have just happened during these shows while we're together.
You know what? It's okay. I knew that there were like at least 5 girls, so I knew that.
It's in the opening sequence. I mean, really.
I know that there's another girl who has long hair, and then I think there might be another blonde girl. I know that one of them has
And
an order
there's-
suit that I have yet to see.
Well,
So-
we'll
And
get
there is
there.
also the useless lesbian, as the internet calls her.
Any hoozle. I think that's all that I got. John,
Does that mean it's my turn?
yes.
Y'all get to endure not only my long-winded crap, but my long-winded crap while I'm sick. This is gonna be awesome.
Perfect.
Alright,
Take her Ricola.
first of all, I don't know if I have the strength to lift it, but I totes have my Legend of Zelda collector box. It came in the mail. Oh, you guys, it's been a while, so the backwards compatible world doesn't even know that that was a thing that happened. When the series turned 25 years old and it had the 25th anniversary, there was Hyrule Historia, and they also did Prima did a collector box of like all the strategy guides for all the games, Wind Waker HD, Ocarina of Time 3D, Spirit Tracks, like any of the recent Zelda games that you can think of. Prima went and like made collector's editions versions of all these guides and stuck them in an actual treasure box with a certificate of authenticity and a letter from Eiji Aonuma, and put those puppies on sale. And they've typically gone for like 175-ish, somewhere in that price range. But recently Amazon did a gold box deal where the things got down to $80 and you're saving $100.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I pretend I'm not a collector, but I'm going to jump on this. And so far it has definitely been a worthy purchase for me. I've got them all in my treasure box right now, and every time if I ever need to use one, like when I play through the Wind Waker HD again sometime this century, I will make my little treasure box noise and pull my book out and hold it over my head like a nerd.
Da-da-da-da.
Exactly. So there's that. That's just another thing of geeky things that I can show off for my Geek Shrag contest, which, by the way, that is very much still a thing that is happening. I still have the Club Nintendo Platinum Award of a digital game to redeem for one of you lovely backwards compatible listeners. All you have to do is show me your favorite piece of geeky swag. It could be something as simple as a Yoshi plush, to the posters on your wall, the shirt off your back. I know you're a geek. Show me how via our Facebook page, Twitter page, Tumblr page. There are millions of places to go, and I haven't been doing a very good job of promoting my own contest. And now that I'm not sick as a dog, I will do a better job of doing that starting this evening. And we will extend the deadline of that contest until about next week's show, and I'll give you guys plenty of opportunity to see where you can post stuff so I can pick a winner and give you guys a free game. So yay. In less exciting news, my PlayStation Vita is busted. It's down for the count. I really
Not
want
a
to play.
surprise.
Wow.
And you were like right about to continue on with Persona 4 Golden 2.
I was. I had that kick.
Ah!
I'm like,
That
I'm going
was
to play
great.
Persona 4 Golden, and then, no, I'm not.
I'm gonna
It was
surprise.
good.
So
Where's the
there's
TV
that.
world,
I
man?
did talk to the customer service folks at Sony, and they are going to take care of me. They are good people down there at Sony. I can't yet rate them as highly as I do Nintendo's customer service, but they treated me nice. It was good to talk to them. I wasn't treated like a damned idiot, because you always hate that shit when you're, did you turn your system on? It's like, yes.
Charged.
Is it charged? Is it fully charged? Like they got me, and they knew that I knew my stuff, and like everything went smoothly. Thank God, because I hate when things don't go smoothly on customer service lines. Like it's kind of ridiculous. But hey guys, let's talk some games. Have you guys played Siesta Fiesta or seen or heard of Siesta Fiesta? It's an eShop game on the 3DS.
Negative.
Negative on all counts. Do you guys like block breaker games where you're the ball and you've got the paddle and you break blocks up top?
I would say I do.
You do.
I
How about either of you
played
two?
one.
You've played one, Randy. You?
I've played them. They're okay. There are better games.
They're okay. So I'm addicted to those goddamn block breaker games. But they satiate me because it's only the one little arena of play, and the arena doesn't really move very much, so you're just navigating the paddle back and forth across one solid, locked screen. Siesta Fiesta is a block-breaking game that moves. It moves across levels, and it has a wacky aesthetic to it, and all sorts of weird, quirky design choices on top of it. For $6 and a million different levels of play, where the levels aren't just one fixed screen for you to break blocks on, but everything moves and it's all chaotic, and you still need to aim for the highest score possible while things are moving around about you and shit's going cray-cray. It is a very worthy purchase for $6. I have not played much of it because as soon as I started playing it, like 3 hours went by and I'm like, I can't be doing this. Because I am addicted to that style of gameplay, much like puzzle games and RPG games before it. Like, there are just some games that I just need to take in little teeny tiny bursts. But I will tell you guys once and for all that Siesta Fiesta is definitely worth the gander for the $6 asking price, unlike a certain $30 eShop game that was released this past week called Steel Empire that is wildly overpriced for the amount of content they offer. I also played Mr. Driller 2, speaking of puzzle games and things I'm addicted to. Have y'all played Mr. Driller before?
Know of.
Jared?
I
Chris?
think I did. I
No.
may have been hallucinating.
Are you kidding, man?
You weren't hallucinating, Chris, because that game is very hallucinating in style. Like, there are games that, like, knock you over the head with their sense of Japaneseness. Mr. Driller is one of those series. All you have to do is just, like, watch a quick gameplay video or a YouTube trailer of it. You'll see what I'm talking about. I haven't played much of Mr. Driller. I played one level. But that was a very worthy purchase on my Wii U Game Boy Advance Virtual Console library as well. Things I got for free: Puppeteer and A Tale of Two Sons, thanks to PlayStation Plus. I don't want to mention A Tale of Two Sons too much because I only played the opening cinematics and got a feel for the controls. It seems like I'm going to enjoy that for what it is. But Puppeteer... Jesus Christ. Have you guys... Jared, you played that game at E3 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
I did.
Were you, like, taking 2 steps back and being like, whoever developed this game is on some serious crack?
A bit.
Because that's definitely like, I have been sick for the last week, and I've just been chilling, taking it easy on my couch. And I download Puppeteer while Holly is, like, on Tumblr on her laptop on the other chair. And Holly is watching me play through this game, and I played through, like, the first opening tutorial levels and stuff like that, where you play as this puppet who's lost his head. And when he's lost his head, he grabs various heads and levels that's like, you get a pumpkin head, a skull head, a cheeseburger head, and these heads have various magical properties to them that influence the level around you. And if you're like, you're a puppet and you're in a massive freaking kitchen cheeseburger land, and you put on the cheeseburger head and you line yourself up with the cheeseburger head thingy, and like the cheeseburger around you in the kitchen world just goes freaking crazy. Like, I'm doing my best to do this game descriptive justice, but I can't. Because whoever made this game, I want whatever they're having. Because it just seems like there are cray-cray indie platformers out there, and there are super-duper off-the-walls, holy shit, I'm going crazy indie platformers. And this Puppeteer appears to be one of those.
Okay, now, this is, from what you're describing, and I guess that maybe it's just me, but I seem to remember there is a game on the PSP that almost is almost exactly like that.
Oh, shit. Does it start with a D?
I think it's like, yeah, like Deadhead Fred, I think, is what my mind is bringing up. Hold on, let me Google search that mother.
Either way, while he Google searches it, I will talk very briefly, Chris, about Mega Man Battle Network.
Woo!
Ho 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 ho!
Because
I
Mega
like
Man
where
Battle
this is
Network
going!
is Chris's cup of tea. Mega Man
It
Battle
is.
Network is to Chris as Golden Sun is to me. I've not played much of it, Chris, but I did purchase it, and I did play through the opening tutorial battles. I've played enough for it to capture my interest, and for you to say, John, play more, you bastard.
Then John, play more, you bastard.
That's what I want. I will,
I'm
and you will
super
hear
excited.
more
I'm
about
super
it on
excited.
next week's show. But in addition to Mr. Driller 2 and Mega Man Battle Network, I put a lot of time into the Wii U Virtual Console version of Wario Land 4 because I freaking love me some treasure gathering games. You give me a level that's like completely open to me and basically say grab all the things, I will grab all the things, and I will have a damn good fun time exploring the level and grabbing all the things. There needs to be another Wario Land game on the Wii U. I will buy it day one. It just needs to happen. That's all I'm going to say about that. I made my way through the first 2 worlds of the game, and I'm going to make my way through that one in its entirety, and probably Mega Man Battle Network in its entirety, because Chris won't speak to me if I don't. Alright, and one last game for me to talk about real quick after I take this drink of water. Pardon me, guys, I do apologize.
He doesn't. He's actually just a jerk. He likes it that he's going to make you quake while he hydrates his mouth.
Let me
Hydrate!
try to pronounce this. Keiru no Tame ne Kene wa Neru. Yes?
Gesundheit.
It is otherwise known as the frog for whom the bell tolls.
Whoa.
Do any of you 3 gentlemen know why I've got the inkling to play this game?
Don't even
Did you
know.
just say Keirei no Tame ni Kane wa Neru?
Yes, I did.
Because I think it'd be like Kare no Tame ni Kane wa Naru. I don't know, man.
Jared's been to Japan. Jared
Guess what?
should know.
Yeah, I know. I could translate it for you. It's called The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls.
Whoa, Jared.
I know.
You've learned
Spot
a lot
on.
since you were in Japan.
It was really, really challenging for me to translate that. You can thank my brain.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So you guys don't know why I've been playing this game.
is it because the soundtrack is by Metallica?
Wait,
Because
what?
you have nothing better to do.
For Whom the Bell Tolls. Have you guys not heard of this?
Oh, I don't mess with me right now, Chris.
John,
Because you
John.
like frogs and bells.
you were
and
so
points.
unmetal.
Okay,
You're
And-
so unmetal.
Mr. Patrick Frazier, if you're still listening to this show, the basement quality plug is nigh.
It's coming up. to
Now,
your face.
when Smash Brothers comes out, you all have tuned into the various Miiverse updates that Sakurai has been posting. In one of the Miiverse updates this week, Sakurai is like, hey, this guy makes an appearance. This guy doesn't have a name, but he's from the Japanese-only game, The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls. And I'm like, God damn it, Sakurai, you don't show me a game that I looked at on the Japanese eShop on my 3DS and wanted to see localized, because one of the cameo characters from Link's Awakening, Prince Richard. He is a guy with a whole bunch of damn frogs in his house. And you find Prince Richard, you go to Connaught Castle, and you find his 5 golden leaves because he's too lazy to take over his own castle by himself. So he sends Link to go fetch his golden leaves for him. That character is not unique to Link's Awakening. He is a cameo character from The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls, and he's one of the main characters of that game. Because as it turns out, after playing some of the Japanese eShop game and some of the fan translation the internet has given me, because those are one of those games where it is not import-friendly in the slightest, and that it's super-duper text-heavy. So I'm like, dudes, I can't do this the normal way. I need the fan translation to help me out. This game is a precursor to Link's Awakening. Like, there are a lot of font choices, a lot of aesthetics, like, everything you see in Link's Awakening, it's kind of like bite-sized here, where you can see, like, some of Link's Awakening's, like, side-scrolling elements, and the way that Link jumps when he has the Roc's Feather, and the way that the font is arranged, and stuff like that. Like, there are a lot of choices they made in Link's Awakening that they made first in The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls. And it's just got a lot of unique, various bells and whistles to it. Instead of your typical RPG combat where there's, like, menus and stuff to scroll through, you approach an enemy, and then there's just a dust cloud, and you just see your HP bar and your enemy's HP bar, which are hearts, by the way, go down as you just randomly take this, like, luck-based skill mechanic in battle where you are literally just fighting in a dust cloud and you have no control over anything. Like, there are a bunch of unique choices made, and it's been a blast to play through. It's pretty fun.
Sounds cool.
I hope
Would
that...
you say it's riveting? Riveting gameplay?
Oh.
I love you. I
I had to. I'm sorry. I
wish
apologize. I'm sorry, but I had to.
I wish that they would freaking localize these older games and bring them over for the United States audience so that I wouldn't
Money,
have to
man.
play through fan translations via goddamn emulators. I hate doing that shit. But if
Money,
it's the
dude.
only way I can play it in English, man, I'll do it. Which, by the way, I can freaking pull it for you pirate-hating people out there. I will pull up my Japanese 3DS right now and show you the game that I'm playing through in Japanese simultaneously. So, meh.
Do the QQ more?
Oh god. Anime. We talked Sailor Moon. Oh, Terran Resonance, dudes, Jared, Randy, Chris,
What's up, bro?
all y'all motherfuckers, watch that show. Watch that show.
Dude, I'm up to date on that. You're just a fool. I might even be further than you, man. I don't even know what episode you're on.
You probably are further than me because I am not a subscribing.
I'm not a subscribing member.
Well, then I'm up to episode 3, and you should be too.
Is that where it left off?
Yes, Search and Destroy, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
I love that damn anime, and for every 30 minutes, when I'm just ready to just focus and watch this little... I can't even name what I like about that anime right now because I'm too damn sick to do it.
I think I know what you like about it.
Yes. Jared, tell me what I like about it. Go for it.
I think you like about it what I don't like about it.
Go for it. Still.
It's very, like, matter of fact. Okay, here's the deal. Here's one of the things that, actually I have no idea why Jonathan likes Terran Resonance, but what I can say about it is, like, I feel like it is served to you on a platter at first, where, like, I think I talked about this with Randy about, like, using the term pretentious in a certain way, but I feel like it was just, like, matter of fact, and the characters were just kind of there, and the way it was presented to me, like in the first episode, made me feel kind of I didn't really like the first episode too much. I thought it was really interesting, but just the way the script was written. But then after that, into the second and third episodes, it's gotten. I really like the fact that it's like it has an adult taste to it, and that it is pretty different from a lot of series out there. I also wrote an article on that one about the anime climate and stuff. So how it's different from everything else that's out there. There's like adult shows, and there's shows that deal with, I guess, like terrorism. There's shows that deal with things like that, but it has a really interesting feel to it because it's so up to date in today's world and technology. So I also like the fact that it's so detailed. Some of the backgrounds and like in the library and stuff, and all the spines have little text on it, and like it's just ridiculously budgeted to have that detail. And the music by Yoko Kanno does pull in,
Yes.
and it's decent, like good. It kind of pulls in when you need it to, and it helps set the tone really well. There was an interview with Shinichiro Watanabe that just came out, I think, on Anime News Network. No, it was Funimation.com, I believe. So it had to do with at the end of the interview, there's a little blurb about how Watanabe works with Yoko Kanno, and I believe was the character designer. And he said that when he works with them, he actually doesn't have to ask them anything. He doesn't actually have to ask anything of them, or he doesn't have to explain it over and over to them. They just get it, and that's one of the reasons why they seem to mesh really well. And that's what I'm going to cover with that. But it really talks about some really interesting issues and some really interesting stuff. And I think Watanabe made a comment how, like, in Japan, there's some people, I'm not going to say everyone because I obviously can't bias like this, but I think he made a comment that some people don't think that like a terrorist attack could maybe happen there, or if it's not happening right now, like, will it actually happen? And so this is his take on that, and what would happen if Tokyo came under fire from like terrorists, and like how would the country deal with this, and how would the public deal with it, and how would like the school system and society. And I think we're just touched upon like the surface of this within the series so far.
Cool. Oh, very true. I think Chris is trying to get out of here, so we'll let him say his goodbye.
You guys are boring me to death.
Oh man,
No,
that's our problem.
There's a whole bunch of lightning around here. I'm sure if anyone out there.
Show us the billowing storm clouds.
Well, you can't really see them. They're off in the distance, but there's a lot of lightning. There's no rain. It's just all lightning. And I record outside. I kind of don't want to get struck by lightning on the air. That would be really fun, probably for you all to watch. But
I'm pretty worried about it. I'm not gonna lie.
So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, continue to have a great show. Wildcard Corsair, unfortunately, is out for now. So, y'all have fun.
We will see you next week, Chris. Take care of yourself, boss.
Yar.
Oh, good, he's gone. Now we can talk about him. Oh,
it's
man.
True. That Chris is such a bitter pill to swallow. We hate him.
You're an asshole.
I do my best. I mean, it's not like the guy met me at E3 and stuff like that. But I think beyond Jared talking about Terror in Residence because I can't, that pretty much does it for me outside of the Studio Ghibli movies. I watched not only... Well, first, I decided to start the morning off uplifting and super duper cute, and I was going to watch My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh.
I love that movie. And it had very little conflict to it. And it was just a whole cute romp all the way through. And I just love every second of that movie. It's definitely one of my favorite of the movies I've seen so far. And I decided to follow up My Neighbor Totoro with Grave of the Fireflies, which, after all the cuteness and the heart swelling that My Neighbor Totoro did, Grave of the Fireflies pretty much takes my heart and just rips it into itty-bitty pieces and throws it away forever. It's very much a juxtaposition of itself, and I'm very much a fan of how I chose to watch those two movies pretty much back-to-back to each other. Oh, I make terrible decisions sometimes.
Do you know the history of those films, John?
I do not. I do not know any history whatsoever. So please do educate me.
The history of those films is that they both premiered back to back in theaters at the same time.
Why would they do that?
I used to know more about the story, but it's now just a well-known thing that like they started with Totoro, and then like kids were happy, right? And then it went right into, it was like a double feature, I believe, and it would go right into Grave of the Fireflies.
Why would
Yeah.
they do that?
Just because.
I guess at least I watched it in its historically accurate way.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that. Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure my girlfriend is like somewhere in this stream again and disappearing the second I draw a mention to her. One of these days I'll get her on this damn show. One of these days.
One of
She's
these.
already on the show. It's pretty awesome, dude.
Fair enough. I think that about does it for me outside of promising you guys that at PAX East I covered this amazing, amazing game called Rex Rocket, care of Castle Pixel. By the time you guys hear from me next week, I will have a lot more to say about this game. I'm a bit in limbo about it at the moment, so we'll just leave it at that for right now. By the time you guys hear me next week, I will talk about that game in depth. It's out now, and you guys should all buy it, especially if you like retro Mega Man games, because it is heavily inspired by it. And that about does it for me, so I think only Jared is left. So why don't you tell us what you've been doing, Jared?
For the last couple of minutes, I've been structuring a Gobayano article.
So fun and work at the same time.
Yeah, let me just hit save. Basically, what have I been up to? I've been watching a lot of anime, and
That surprises no one.
I am going down to hit save. Alright, hopefully that saves. Thank God it
You
saved.
had my entire tirade to save your stuff.
Listen, I had to. If you don't save, you no game, no life. And I'm in the world of anime. Let's see, anime everywhere in my underwear.
Wow.
All right, we talked about Aldnoah.0 earlier.
Oh yeah.
If I may say, Hiroyuki Sawano has been making a fantastic soundtrack to that anime. So if y'all like that whole thing about Xenoblade X and Attack on Titan and all that, he's generally a really good composer, so he's been doing some good stuff there. And the ending theme after episode, I think 4, was really good. Let's see. Battle of Gods.
That was the movie you went to go see.
It's true.
That is the movie I went to go see. The revelation has been decided.
Curtains down.
So I saw Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods last night in a theater. I got a phone call yesterday. I forget what time. But I got this phone call from my friend Evan. 9:30 in the morning because I was sleeping. And he was like,
Evan, you woke him up, you prick.
he was like, hey, guess what's happening tonight at this the Cinemark Theater in Hadley, Massachusetts? And I'm like, what? What's going on, dude? He's like, Battle of Gods. I was like, I had no idea that was going to be playing here. Cinemark in Hadley, Massachusetts has only ever played Arrietty before as like an anime film, and if they played anything else, that's great. But I don't know about it. So Arrietty in particular was like a Disney thing, so that makes sense. But Battle of Gods, that was pretty cool. I was with Randy in the boat of seeing it before in Japanese with English subtitles. Although, gonna have to say it, I really like the English dub a lot. It actually made the comedy kind of like there a little bit more. I think it was a mixture of just knowing the voices a little better and Man, it was hilarious. It was totally entertaining. Oh, in the loud movie theater, the loud the speakers made the fight scenes really cool because as they were flying through and you had you could hear like the whooshing noise go past you. It was really neat. So that was cool. Uh, I didn't really remember much about the story from before, but watching it again was like just totally fun. And the audience is really great. There's a lot of people there like sporting some cool Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z T-shirts, and it was funny because I saw people who were older than me, not too many, but I did, and I saw some people who are our age. I saw a lot of people who were younger. There was these kids like sitting next to me. Um, they're like in their teens, and they were talking about Sword Art Online like it was the hottest shit. And they were like, SAO, man, blah 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 blah, the new episode of SAO, and I'm like, oh man, that's our generation, all right.
Yeah.
Or that's the generation we're in now, for anime fans. But it was funny. But yeah, the movie was just a lot of fun. I'm really glad I saw it. It was really well dubbed, and I would say that like one of the best things I'm remembering from it now, from last night, was when Vegeta screams, "You hit my Bulma." Because in English, I remember it in Japanese, but in English, like, holy crap, he's like in this wicked loud, awesome, out of nowhere voice, and like the movie theater was kind of excited too. But thankfully, the audience wasn't too crazy. Like a lot of people laughed when there was comedy, and I think they might have clapped at the end. But it was just really great. Whereas, like, if I were to compare it to an experience I had in New York once when I saw the Full Metal Alchemist movie, I remember the audience talking a little bit more. I don't remember why. I mean, they were mostly respectful, but I'm really glad that the Dragon Ball Z audience didn't do that. So, and that theater was decently full. I mean, it wasn't all the way full, but there weren't too many free seats. So that was really cool that that pulled in that many people. So good on Funimation to help get that in theaters and satisfy a lot of like DBZ fans. So that was cool.
Yeah, there's actually something that I saw earlier, and that was that like this one Twitter account and websites like Box Office Mojo,
Sure.
that keeps track of things like that. They had a thing about Battle of Gods that they had tweeted out today. Let's see here. I just saw it. Okay, late addition to the chart. Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods earns 1.07 million at 692 theaters yesterday, and there's showings for 4 days. So yeah, for Tuesday, it was actually in the top 6 for most seen like movies that day. So it beat out Planes, Fire and Rescue, The Purge, Anarchy, Sex Tape, and So It Goes. So, yeah. Right behind Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which of course it's been out for a while, but hey.
Yeah, I mean, any anime film coming out is like really great, and this is like one of the biggest releases I've ever seen for an anime film so far. So that's cool.
Yeah.
And just like the atmosphere, and I was not expecting to go see it at all in a theater, was really satisfying, and I'm really glad that I went now. So that was cool. Let's see. After the movie theater experience, I went and played a little bit of DDR with some friends. We played on beginner and light mode for a little bit, and then I went and played some. I forget what they called it, but I tried heavy and I tried something else. Not challenging, whatever. But it was I failed once or twice, and I was kind of upset because it was about my timing. And it's always weird when you play on DDR metal pads at like an arcade compared to like what you have at home. So I had a hard time like adjusting, and then once you're off, like if you just miss like 4 arrows, you're done. It was like I was so devastated. So it was fun though playing, and one of our friends who was with us, her name is Samantha. She got some really good photos of us playing, and so I'm gonna get those on Facebook sometime, maybe on Twitter too. But like she's pretty good at taking photos of us as we were playing DDR. It was really funny though because we look like such nerds from like the 2000s.
Is there any other way that you can look when you're doing that?
No, but like I still love. I know you talked about Scott Pilgrim earlier. I love the fact that at least Scott Pilgrim brought it back and made it kind of cool in that game that they were playing.
Mhm.
But yeah. So there's that. Let's see what else. I haven't played any video games. But last night, after the whole DDR and Battle of Gods thing, I watched my friends play. The first game they started with was Aliens: Colonial Marines.
Oh boy.
I had never seen it. I just wanted to see it for a couple minutes. I didn't play it, but I saw them play for about 20, 30 minutes, and it was looked really aggravating. And then after that,
It's only a class action lawsuit about the game, so.
yeah. And then after that, they they popped in Duke Nukem Forever.
Jeez. Were they
Um,
trying to torture themselves?
Yeah, because they bought the games for a couple $dollars each, and I guess they just were having fun. So I watched Duke Nukem Forever, played for about a half hour, and then I just couldn't handle it anymore, and I left.
Yeah, that'd.
But the dialogue, at least in Duke Nukem Forever, was hilarious. That was the only thing that was worth watching. Where he's just like, "Yeah, baby." It was just great. That was funny, but it was really dumb. But yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to play. I've had the itch to want to play Bravely Default, but the thing is I just don't have the time right now. And so instead, like I mentioned earlier, my friend Cadwar Zero or James, he's been streaming Xenoblade, and I was really into watching his reactions to the cutscenes, really into him learning the game. Like he's been learning all the mechanics of the game. So I think he's going to be streaming this for months.
Like live for a first playthrough.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
Let me know when he gets to Prison Island.
See, the thing is he gets really, really addicted to systems within RPGs, especially when it comes down to collecting loot, items, and materials, and side quests. And so this game is such a time trap for him. And the thing that he does, though, is the way he streams is he's streaming the game, so like playing the game when he's not streaming doesn't really happen. So it's really interesting dynamic for him, and he just wants to play more and more. And so it's really cool if you guys have played Xenoblade before to just like have it on in the background. That's what I do. And then when I hear a cutscene start to come up, I just like switch over and I watch the cutscene with him, because I'm not gonna. Although for some reason I keep watching him just fight monsters, and I'm like, man, I could just do that too. But yeah, no, like the cutscenes are cool. He hasn't even made it to the first major like story event. I think he left off. He left off with he didn't even. I don't know. He basically the most recent event was like
Where is he
Rain.
in the game? I'll know when.
Was like Rain picking up the Monado. He's like that was it. That was so funny.
Wow.
But the what's next? I think the people who have been like watching him stream at least feeding him some information, because he keeps on saying like, "What time is it? It's rain time," and it's so funny just to hear these jokes all over again. So, anyways, that's about it. I'm gonna wrap up there.
Awesome.
Fair enough. Has this been
Woo,
a show?
lifting weights. Just kidding.
This has been a show.
This is Totes Been a Show, and for you guys who are not tuned into our various social media channels, a listener has posted something to the Backwards Compatible Facebook page that I did not personally see myself and am quite enjoying now that I get to. So you guys should like the Backwards Compatible page on Facebook, and you should see what the listener has posted from this very stream that my eyes were not on, that they're on now.
Oh no. What could have happened? I don't even know.
When that wild human female appeared.
Oh.
There you go. There's that reaction.
Yeah, perfect.
That's why I'm gonna marry that girl one day.
Perfect. Oh, the
Get
show.
it
All right,
marry
Randy,
that
bring it
girl.
home.
Let's
He married her anyway.
If you would like to leave us feedback for this episode, previous episodes, or future episodes, you can email us at feedback.bcpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on the Twitters at BC_podcast. And like just Jonathan said, you can catch us on Facebook, you can catch us on Google+, you can catch us on Tumblr, anywhere and everywhere. We're there. We're omnipotent. You can't escape us. Otherwise, you can also follow us individually. You can catch me on Twitter at Saber_Breaker.
I am at Radical Defect.
Oh yeah, I'm at Sihusky J.
And Chris left early because of storms, but you can follow him at Wildcard Corsair.
And I'm going to say,
Yeah.
this is on the Backwards Compatible Facebook page, listeners Haley, Raymond, and Charlotte all contributed to this massive thread when Jared started watching Glass Slip. Is that it?
Glass Lip.
Glass Lip. Damn, I missed it by one letter. So longtime
maybe
listeners of the show know that there is a chicken on that there show called Jonathan. And I told them that if they paid me cash money, I would do the Funky Chicken Dance live on this here show for God and everyone. I talked about it with Holly. She's not going to break up with me. I'm ready because they actually did pay me cash money. They have each given me a total of $7, so I've gotten $21 to dance my heart out. I'm too sick this week. I don't know if you guys have seen me coughing and hacking up a lung. I've not been able to take the 3 or 4 shots necessary in order to properly do this. So I promise you guys here on the air for everyone, and this can be a pinky promise if you so like, I pinky promise next week, if I'm feeling better and can think straight. The second I feel better is the second you guys will get your Funky Chicken Dance. I promise. Here henceforth.
We have pictures and video of this, so it's even better than paper. It's on the internet.
It's
So
true.
we're going to hold you against this.
It's
Hold
true.
this against you.
I
Whatever.
get fucking $50 if it shows up anywhere outside of the Backwards Compatible Facebook.
Anyway, and then we're going to leave off with our audience question for this week. What was your favorite toy or toys while you were growing up? Or now, because sometimes people have toys.
Sometimes men need toys.
Hi there, Mila.
Oh, look at him. He's got toys.
Yeah.
I have a toy nearby. You all saw my Wild Arms 2 figurine.
Savioshi.
Does that really count as a toy?
I would say so. I'm sure
Fair enough.
Jared's got body pillows. I'm sure of it.
Here, this is more interactive.
He's not even listening. That's okay.
Body pillows. I almost bought one once, but no, I don't have any.
You should watch Love Stage because there are funny jokes about body pillows. That is the show. Tell us about your toys. See us next week, and we will have more stuff for you then. So, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.